Hi, YouTube friends. It's Bridget. Welcome back. Inspiration comes from the craziest of places sometimes. I ran across a little newsletter I was reading, and there was a bathtub that was all decorated, and it had flowers coming out of it. And I see everything in fabric, it seems. I was like, I wonder what that would look like in fabric, if it was done in fabric. So here I am, and I'm going to make a little fabric applique with this bathtub is my goal. And we'll see how it goes. I'm, not quite sure. I'm going to use my Steam Seam Lite. I'm going to take some of my leftover larger pieces of Liberty. Again, I have said before, these are pieces that I have had left over from a lot of mask making, and they have just been coming along with me all these years. And they're all just, a lot of them are this size, like the 6.5, I think it was 6.5, I can't remember, by 9 or something, was the blank to sew the mask together. So I just have to use this, and I really don't know what else I would use it for except for having a lot of fun apparently. And I got myself a pair of scissors. I really didn't need another pair of scissors, but I've been coming across these Karen K. Buckley scissors, these perfect scissors, many other, videos, and the reviews and everything have been really good. So I bought myself those, which will be a lot of fun to try out. And I am going to use my Steam Seam Lite and create some pieces of fabric. And then I'm going to cut them and make my little bathtub. And then I'm going to add the bathtub, I think, to a piece of maybe just a natural colored muslin, maybe. I'll see what I have. And then I'm going to do some free motion embroidery over it and have some little flowers coming out of it. So that's my idea. And thanks for joining me. We'll see how this goes. I went ahead and measured the piece of Steam Seam, and they're actually 12 by 9, which is an interesting size. So I went ahead and created just a little template to help me out because I want to create a little bit of a quilt effect on my bathtub. So I want to go ahead and cut some pieces that are 6.5, 6 by 4.5, and I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to go ahead and just add them to my Steam Seam Lite here. So I'm going to try to get this open. Let's see how that goes. There we go. Put that aside. And now I'm just going to set these on here. And it's nice because now if I have scrap from this scrap, you know where it's going. It's going into my pile to add to my other luxurious stash of Liberty scrap. And I have never, this is, I'm a beginner at this, so it's a learning situation, which I'm happy to be doing. Being a beginner is a good thing. Keeps you on your toes. Okay, that's a little wrinkly. I can feel it. And I'm sure if you have any suggestions on how to use this, that would be more than welcome. All right, so there. So that's just one piece. Now I'm going to go ahead off camera and I'm going to create a bunch more of these sheets so that I can have, my little squares. I'm going to create little tiny squares to use in my bathtub and some other shapes. And I'm also going to have to create some flowers for my machine embroidery stuff too. So I will go ahead and do that and come back and show you what I have. I prepared all of my little swatches onto my steam seam. And now I'm going to actually take them and cut them apart because I feel like that will be easier for me to enjoy doing this process. So I'm just going to go, I have a separate rotary cutter that I use for paper, and I'm using that one. So I'm cutting them all apart. And I did get better. It was a little fiddly at first, putting a piece of delicate fabric like Liberty Tana Lawn on a sticky surface, but I feel like I got much better towards the end of this. And something is telling me I'm doing this process, and I feel for sure like I just really want to do some other collages with fabric, and I am in love with my little cottage. I think I showed a video of my cottage in the first video that I did, first or second. I can link that. It's just it's funny to even look back, but I would love to do a fabric collage of my cottage. I think that would be, something that I want to do this winter. So all of the things that I am doing here, I feel are part of, another creative process that's developing here. I mean, I think, of course, all of the things that we do, right, are part of the big picture. And, as we try new things develop and new ideas, and that's really the fun of it all. So, all right, so I am going to just finish this up, and then I'm going to get set up with my little bathtub that I drew, and I'm just going to get this sticky off there. I think that will help me, and I will be back with that setup and start adding some of these pieces and see what we can come up with that looks fun and pretty. All right. So there's all my, that's fun. They're like beautiful. Again, what's not to love? Look at them all. I am using this back over here. This is just a piece of foam board. I wanted to have something to put this on. I tried to iron on it and it seemed safe, so that was good news. And I just did this drawing, it just took me a little while, but I made a nice little bathtub, nice enough for me. I think it's cute. And now I'm just going to take some of these little pins, and I am going to, just to hold this down. They may get in my way, we'll see. And then, so this is just parchment paper. This is parchment paper, so it's nonstick. So, and then I have my iron over here. Now, I've seen a lot of people use their Clover little irons, and that I do not have one. I may be getting one, but I still just wanted to see how I would like this process to begin with. So I'm just going to start. The nice thing is that there's little 1-inch squares back here. On the back, there's a grid on the back. It's hard to see, I'm sorry, but and it's hard to see even from here. So I'm going to just take some little, if I can see them, and this is just going to start over here, honestly. And cut a little square. See how that goes. I'm already messing up, but that's okay. That's what this is all about, is learning. And then I'm going to take my pin and score that so I can open that up. And again, I'm going to want these to be, there we go. I'm going to want these to overlap. So it's not going to be perfect. I'm just going to start right here. Okay, and that's sticking nicely. So I don't even need the little clover iron right now. Or as I said, I was going to just use, and I will be using this when I need it, but I'm just going to try to use the tip of my Cricut iron. So I'm just going to go through this process of moving these little squares around and creating my little bathtub and seeing what I like. And I'm going to fast forward this because I have a feeling it's going to take me a little bit of time. But all I'm doing, just FYI, is taking these little pieces and putting them on, and I'm going to overlap them. And I'm going to have to get down here and get a little curve so that I don't go outside of my line. So I'm going to fast forward this and we'll see what we come up with. When I was going and doing my feet, I didn't do them the right way, so I have to do another one. I needed to mirror them because, you know, you're doing the tracing from the back side, but that's okay. It's fabric and it's fun. So I'm just tracing a foot over here, another foot of the bathtub, to see if I can get one I like a little better. I'm not sure how that's going to go. We'll see. Cut this out. Okay, see if I like that better. Oh, I do. I do. So those are my feet. I'm going to put those on. And I'm, going to do some free motion, of course, on top of this. So that's going to, oops. That's one of my feet. I could see so many different things that you could create with this fun collage technique. This is just super fun. Okay, they're good. I like them. So I'm just going to give those a little press on here just to get them. So far, so good with the Cricut iron. So now I have to figure out what I want to do with my opening of my tub, because this is where my flowers I want to come out. And I don't know if I want to create that with stitching. Let me see. So I do like the white. I'm going to see if I can trace that out. I'm going to have to do it in 2 separate pieces because this piece is not big enough. See how I can do this. So for starters, I'm just going to do it in 2 pieces. So I'm tracing that. And it can overlap. So I'm going to take this piece first and cut it out. See if I can get this to work. As I said, this is a new process, which is super fun. I mean, I'm just having fun trying new things. I would love to hear your feedback about collage using steam seam and little pieces. If anyone's got pointers that I can use for my next experiment. That's pretty. Let's see how that looks. We'll get that on there. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I think I might do some sort of trim. I have to think about that. But I'm going to get this other side down first. I've pulled out some of my embellishing fibers, and it may be too much, but it's kind of too much altogether anyway. So it's just a fun, festive fiber bathtub piece of art. So I think I'm going to maybe use, when I'm over at my sewing machine and I'm doing my embellishing, my free motion, I think I might try to get that on there. And I mean, how cute would that be just around here? Just to give it a little definition, so to speak. Oh, I like it. I think I'm going to do it. So my next step is to take my iron, and I'm just going to give this a press to get all the other pieces together on. That's what I'm doing here. I probably should take it off the mat. So I'm going to remove my pins. I'm going to get rid of my board. And I'm going to hope that my little holes here don't cause me any problem. I think I'm adhered there. So I am now taking my iron and pressing it together. Okay, and let's let that dry for 1 minute and see if we can peel it off and put it onto a fun piece of muslin. And let's see. Gently. And this is fun because I can use this if I want to make another bathtub. And incidentally, the reason I wanted the bathtub, I probably forgot to say this, was because I want to put it in my bathroom. I have a beautiful clawfoot tub, and I want to hang this on the wall. And look at the flowers coming out of it. Okay. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about this part right here because I am going to be able to, these holes I will be able to cover up with parchment, with the embellishing fibers and the thread and the free motion thread. So I'm going to go get a piece of fabric that I like to put this on, something cut, to a width and height that I like, and I'm going to attach my little bathtub to the fabric. I cut out a piece of canvas that I like. Oopsie, slid right off. It's just a natural color canvas. It's pretty, and I'm getting all stuck on myself over here. I want to draw some flowers, so I need to pay attention to that. And I'm just going to give myself a quick measurement over here. Let's see. Because I can cut down. I'm going to come up just a little bit. There. It's like about there. I'm just going to come down a little. It's about 3. Let's see what this is over here. It's 2.5 and about 2.5. I'm going to call it. I am going to iron this down. That's what I'm going to do. I went ahead and ironed down my bathtub, and I do love having this as an option to go around. So I'm going to try to sew that over at the machine. I first started out with some flowers that I had cut. I drew myself and I cut out. But then I was just having some fun. I was like, wait a second, like, holy smokes, look at these flowers that are already on the Liberty fabrics. Not all of them, obviously. Something really small is, not gonna, I mean, I can't make that work in my mind, but I certainly could make this work. And, it's great. I mean, I will say, let's just do one here. These scissors are fantastic. I really, just started getting all involved in all this fussy cutting and I couldn't really stop. But I will say that these scissors are exceptional and I'm really excited to have them. I feel like, you could sit, at night after dinner and just do a bunch of fussy cutting of flowers or whatnot, and it's just fun. It's just a fun, why we like some of the things we do. I do not know, but and it's enjoyable. It's just like sewing, and so I just wanted to give a thumbs up on the scissors. I am not sponsored by these folks. I just wanted to get a nice pair of scissors for kind of doing some, fussy cutting and more collage, because I have a lot of fun ideas that I want to continue on. Anyway, I'm not, paying as close attention to this as I should be. I just wanted to show you how fantastic they are. I'm sure many of you have these great scissors already, but I mean, look at, I can finish that up, but look at how sweet that is. And this was on the edge of the fabric, so it's got the pink. But that's that. So I could continue on with that, but like what a pretty little flower, just super, super cute. So next I have to think about what I want to use for my free motion embroidery. I love this peach color. I feel like it's really neutral and would be really cute. So I'm going to do some free motion embroidery with this at the sewing machine. I'll take you with me. But then I also want to do some green, and I'm not sure which color green I want to do. So I'm going to bring them all over and see how I like that. And I might have a little test strip. I think I like this jade. It's almost like a jade green, which I think I'm just going to make a decision. Wow, made a decision, Bridge. There it is. So I'm going to do this in the free motion and this with my little stems. I have my iron heated up. So now I'm going to take all these little sweet little flowers and add them in to my bathtub scene here. Now I'm just going to press them down so they don't move around. And I have my Cricut cutting mat, my Cricut ironing mat underneath. And so they're all down. And the last thing I want to do before I go to the machine is take one of my Friction pens and just have it give me a little bit of guidance. I just would rather have, something like that. This can just get tucked in behind there. Maybe there. I'm not sure. Let me see. The nice thing is I can go ahead and iron that right off. I love these pens because you can just, it's great. It's, and if I want to add like a little leaf or something, and, I can do that. If I don't like it, I can just take it off, which I love. I mean, who doesn't love something like that? All right. I love it. And I don't think I'm going to do any leaves. I think I'm just going to keep it simple. I can always add to it later before I frame it up. So let's go to the machine. I have my machine set up for free motion. The feed dogs are dropped. I just want to tack this down. And I'm not sure if it's really... I'm a little tentative. So I'm trying to see how it's going to react with all this, because this is rather thick. I think I might need to change needles. I put a new needle in, and I'm going to see how this goes. I'm going to needle down, needle up. It's still pulling, so I'm not sure I'm digging that. Let's see how this goes. Just get these threads out of the way. Trim them up so they don't get knotted. And my feed dogs are down. I mean, this is going to be a piece of wall art, so... All right, I'm going to put this in fast forward and try to get this done. I've changed over to my green thread, and I just want to try to get my little stems sewn up. So I'm going to do that. I took my free motion foot off. I want to try to get my little bundle of... I want to try to get my... I'm throwing that back there, hopefully. I'm trying to get my embellishing yarn on here, and I have zigzag stitch. So I'm going to see how this goes. My machine doesn't really seem to be liking the glue. So, but I'm still just going to give it a shot. I have a zigzag on. Or maybe it didn't like the free motion foot. I am not sure. But I am just going to continue on with my embellishing fiber. I did all my sewing. I did not do in between here. I have to do some more research. I did change my needle, but it seems that my needle was not liking the glue. I could feel it pulling. So that is something I need to check out and revisit. I'm trimming up my threads here from my free motion embroidery. I do like that, how that came out. It's really cute. And this is a wall item, you know, a piece of wall art. So I'm not worried about, I did not free motion over the flowers. So I'm just getting rid of the rest of the Friction pen. I love how it came out. It's really cute. I love the embellishing fiber too. That came out nice, and I just used my zigzag stitch to couch it basically, and just couch it under there. So honestly, I didn't even need to do the stitching beforehand because I went over it already. But I love how it came out. It was a lot of fun. The video got a little long. I apologize for that if you're still here. I hope you enjoyed it. And please give the video a like if you liked it. And I'm going to keep creating. I hope you will too. And until next time, have fun out there. Bye.